Samkele, a lot of activity in your background, which is different from our earlier crossings. What's happening now?
In essence, Desiree, delegates are arriving. These delegates whom have just arrived are coming from one of the regions supporting Panyaza Lusufi for the position of provincial chairperson as he goes head-to-head against Lebogang Maile for that specific position within the province. We do know that the PEC is meeting this morning to deliberate on the outcomes of the special NEC meeting on the 19 quarantined votes of Ekurhuleni. But it's not only the ANC delegates and ANC nationally which has an interest over this provincial conference. Also the ANC's alliance partners within the province of Gauteng, the South African Communist Party, has a keen interest within this conference of the ANC in the province. I'm going to bring in Mr. Jompisi to speak as the chairperson of the SACP in the province on the position of the party and what they anticipate will be the outcomes of this conference. Mr. Mpisi, just your anticipation as the SACP on this conference. There's issue of credentials, issues of 19 quarantine votes in Ekurhuleni. How do you see as the SACP this conference panning out? Is it going to be an all-out shootout between the two warring factions in the province, Panyaza Lusufi's faction and that of Lebogang Maile?
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Samkele. I think the reality is that as the Communist Party, we want to see the unity of the ANC. We are not worried about who wins the elections. As an alliance partner, we want to see the ANC emerging out of this conference united, affect the working class in our province. For us, that is the most important thing. We want to see the ANC resolving on how are we going to deal with the issues of jobs, how are we going to deal with the issues of poverty and hunger in our province. We want to see the issues of crime, how are we going to deal with crime. Our province is one of the highest provinces where crime is. So we want the ANC to focus on the policy matters than the elections of the leadership.
When you look at the roadmap towards this provincial conference, what is your perspective and how you've seen the branches fanning out, especially when you look at some of the chaotic branch general meetings that have taken place, you look at the disputes that are coming from regions like Ekurhuleni? Is the ANC where you would want it to be when it comes to organizational succinct and the organization being intact?
No. The ANC has regressed. I must say that we are worried that each and every meeting of the ANC has now become the battlegrounds where anarchy has been allowed by the leadership. And we think that the leadership must reign on all these branches, regions, zones, and even here in the province. We want to encourage them to actually make it a point that branches must be a center where the battle of ideas are being engaged, where members of the ANC must not be afraid to go to a meeting because they think that they will be beaten, they will be shot at, or they will be killed. We want the ANC to restore that dignity. We as the Communist Party, we want that to be resolved by this provincial conference where we are now. We are here to support them. We are going to raise our issues. We will be speaking on behalf of the party in the message of support. We are going to share the very same sentiments that we are worried about the manner in which some of the members and leaders of the ANC are behaving. We want them to actually reflect on themselves. They must not be inward looking. Society is expecting this conference to emerge out of this Lakes Hotel united, having responded to the issues that affect our people in the province.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jompisi. That was Mr. Jompisi, the chairperson of the South African Communist Party. Delegates are trickling in as the Provincial Executive Committee finalizes the issue of Ekurhuleni.
Samkele, thank you so much for continuing to give us coverage of events this morning at the 14th Provincial Conference of the Gauteng ANC region.